This really short video today. It is just an unboxing. I had some PR come from a company. I thought it was an Amazon company, but it's actually not. It's similar to Born Pretty. So they have their own website and they are called Burry or Burry. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but they did send me over some acrylics. They asked me at first what I would like to review, and I thought they were going to try to send me like polygel or gel polishes, but I asked if they had acrylic and they said yes. So I was like, okay, well, send me over some acrylic then. So they did send me over some acrylic, and these bottles have no name on them. So they don't name their acrylic powders, they just name the actual kits. And to the right, you are seeing the actual website that they have up. So this is a real website, it is legit. Each acrylic powder or each set that comes with 6 is $14.99, and then I believe the $24.99 one is like $40 something. I am going to be using the Acrylics monomer with this today. Like I said in my last video on my live, I told y'all that I have been using this monomer about 3 times now. I've used it 3 times with this acrylic and with her acrylic, as well as another set, I think. So I just want to see how the monomer worked with different acrylic powders. So essentially you are getting all of these acrylic powders. If you were to pay for them separately, it would be about $2.50. So that is why I had the title like that. But in a pack, they are $14.99 for 6 acrylics, which is pretty cheap. They do come in small bottles. Like if you ever seen Sabiland acrylic powders off of Amazon, they are the same size bottles as that, or containers as that. So just be wary that they are a little bit on the smaller side. However, you do get a variety of different colors. This particular pack, I believe it's called like Emerald something. I put it in the screen and you will see the colors. If you go on the website and look for the actual set, it will show you exactly what colors I'm swatching today. This entire video was left in real time because I wanted to show you all exactly how the acrylic polymerizes, how it goes on the nail. I did swatch on top. I know y'all appreciate the swatches being on top. A lot of people comment about that, saying that they hate when people swatch inside of the actual swatch stick. So yeah, I've learned to not do that because it does not show the true consistency of any acrylic powder. So if you ever see swatches by somebody else, maybe just tell them that you would prefer to have them swatch it on top of the nail to give you a true tried and true picture of how the acrylic actually works. So as you can see in the picture, I'm showing you all exactly how much is getting stuck in my brush, if any is getting stuck in my brush at all, how much is wiping off on the paper towel, how much monomer I'm using, how long it's taking to set, how it's dragging down. So I will have a full review for you at the end, but as of right now, I do like the acrylic. It is not like, it wasn't sticking to my brush too much, but I will suggest that you keep a very wet brush the entire time. And with this type of acrylic powder, you are going to need to use more monomer than less. And the reason why you're going to have to use more monomer is because this acrylic is kind of on the quicker setting side. It is not a slow drying acrylic. I did not have to wait for the acrylic to dry for too long. When I went back after I was done with 1 or 2 nails, the other one that I did was already dry. I also want to mention that the monomer that I'm using is a medium to slower setting monomer. So the fact that these are still drying a little bit on the faster side just lets me know that it is the acrylic powder that dries faster. Usually with cheaper powders, that is what's going to happen. They're either going to be super runny or they're going to dry super fast. More times than not, they're going to dry super fast. So just be mindful of that when you are buying a little cheaper acrylic powders, that they do dry a little faster than normal, but they give you time to, this one still gives you time to work with it. So I was not really having an issue as far as it drying too fast, but I wish I would have prepared myself for it and then I would have laid probably smaller beads and dragged them down from the bottom and then from the top. So that was the only con that I had. It did dry a little fast, but other than that, honestly, they reminded me of iGel Beauty acrylic powders. If you have ever tried them or ever seen me swatch them, they literally swatch exactly the same, you guys. Now this brand is not, I do not get any proceeds or anything from reviewing this. This is just something that they reached out and sent me, and I usually don't say no to brands if they are willing to send me free products just to review to you all. I just don't see like the point in refusing it. So I did go ahead and test out this brand regardless of if I was getting anything from it or not. So I just like to mention things like that in the video so that you all know that this is not something that I'm like trying to promote for you or force you to buy or anything. But as far as this acrylic goes, honestly, if I was a beginner and I needed something cheap to practice with, I definitely for sure would buy this. As you can see, it's going on really nicely. The only thing is that you do have to drag it down. I recommend that you drag your beads down like how I did just now, because that is because of how quickly they dry. Obviously I work a little faster now, so it's easier for me to manipulate, but if you are a beginner, you're probably not going to be as fast, and this might be a little harder for you. So it just really just depends on where you're at with nails. This could very well be easy for you to work with. It really just depends. Like, it depends on what you're used to working with as well, because some beginners are used to working with faster acrylic, some beginners are used to working with really slow acrylic powder. So I personally, I would recommend it to beginners because this is something that I use starting off, but I always tell you guys, make sure that you start off with decent powders, and I would say that these are more on the decent side versus any acrylic powder that I have named that I tell y'all not to use for starting out, like the ones that just sit on the nail and don't polymerize at all. I do not recommend those for beginners, not at all, not one bit. These polymerize. As you can see, I was showing each bead in the picture while it was polymerizing, and I'm gonna let y'all see it one more time. Well, actually, y'all are gonna see it with everyone. This is the pink. I was so excited to try this pink, y'all. Like, when I tell you I wanted to try this pink see me, I was so ready to try this pink. Y'all know I love a hot pink. Like, y'all know I love pink. I actually had literally the same exact color on my website, but I stopped selling it because it was just not, it was marbling, and even though when you swiped it down, it wouldn't show the marble, I just didn't want to put out a product like that. But literally, this is the same as that color. So I believe they just use a lot more pigment, but you see how it polymerizes on its own. Every acrylic powder that you get should polymerize just like that. You should see it polymerize on that brush quickly. It should not take all day. It should not be there sitting on your brush just stiff in there, like no monomer touched it at all. If you're using acrylics like that, I am here to tell you that you are doing it wrong. Like, you should not be using acrylics like that starting off, especially starting off. If that's something that you like, then go ahead, by all means, stick to it, and if it works for you, then that's great. But in my personal experience and my personal opinion, I do not recommend those on my channel. I just don't recommend any acrylic powder that is stiff on the nail and that does not polymerize. It's just harder to work with. It takes more time. You have to do too much to it. When beads are polymerizing, like how you're about to see, I showed it with every powder. I just want to see if there was any difference, but look at it. Let's just look real quick. You see how it's turning darker and darker and darker until it gets glossy. Every acrylic powder that you use should do that on its own. I left all of this in real time, so you see exactly how long it took for it to do it. I am actually keeping a lot of monomer in my brush for these beads because this is a fast drying acrylic powder, and even with a lot of monomer, it does not run off the nail. So I don't know, you guys, I actually like these acrylic powders. I did not think that I was gonna like them. I thought they were gonna be super chalky actually. And the only thing that I will say, I did a set doing pop art nails, and I used the I use the orange powder for this, and y'all are gonna see those nails at the end of this video because I do have a full in-depth nail tutorial on those nails. So that video will be coming out tomorrow, maybe tomorrow or the day after I post this. I don't know. We will see, or 2 days after I post this. I'm not sure how I'm gonna have my video set up, but the orange, it was, I've honestly, I just feel like I was just moving too fast, and I was just putting too wet of beads down because the way I swatched it on this was not the same as when I was applying it for all of the beads. But y'all will see how it goes in the actual video, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how a full application of nails is going to go with these acrylic powders. So I'm super excited for y'all to see that video. The nails came out so bomb, like they're so freaking pretty, you guys, like so pretty. Y'all went crazy on Instagram, so I'm super excited to do these pop art nails. I wasn't actually gonna do any more pop art nails. I did one set, but y'all, it's still trending. Like, I did not think it was going to be trending for this long. So I was like, okay, well, since it's still trending, let me go ahead and try one more time to do them. And this time I did them the real right way. Like, I did them the right way, the one that is always trending and everybody likes. So I can't wait for y'all to see it. I hope y'all enjoy that video. My henna tattoo video is out already. If you have not seen that, it will be linked at the end of this video, obviously. But yeah, you guys, that was pretty much it. I'm just gonna finish out these swatches really quickly, and if I have anything else to say, then I'll pop back in. So overall, I would give these like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. I would recommend them to people. However, there are better brands out there that I have tried, but for the convenience and of the price point that they are giving and how many different colors you get to choose from, and obviously if you are a beginner, you are not looking to spend a lot of money, then I highly suggest these. So I was just cleaning off my brush at the end, and I wanted to show you all if anything got stuck in my brush, and you guys, there was literally no acrylic powder stuck in my brush. This is a Pana brush from Amazon, so if you are looking for a good brush to use, something that will not catch any acrylic powder even if it's on the cheaper side, then that brush will be for you, and it is linked in my Amazon storefront that you can find in my description box. But these nails are the ones that I'm going to be doing in my next video, so stay tuned for that. It will be out tomorrow or the day after, and I use some acrylics from this brand right here. So yeah, you guys, I hope y'all enjoy this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. I love y'all so much. Mwah. Bye.